In the world of Game of Thrones, meaning in the land of Westeros and beyond, in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, there exist people and beings that have existed for more than a century at least. Some have even seen the rise and fall of empires and dynasties. So here in this video, we will showcase to you guys the 10 oldest beings and creatures of the world of A Song of Ice and Fire. So let's get to it. At number 10 we have Maester Aon. Born Aemon Targaryen, he was one of the oldest living beings, the oldest living members of House Targaryen residing in Westeros. Aemon was the son of Maester the first Targaryen and a great-great-uncle to Daenerys Targaryen. At a young age he was sent to the Citadel in Old Town, where he earned his chains and became a Maester. He then turned down the Iron Throne in favor of his younger brother Aegon V, and he eventually joined the Night's Watch to serve as its Maester at Castle Black. Aged and frail by the time of the War of the Five Kings, Aemon's wisdom remained invaluable, though his eyesight had nearly failed him. He passed away at the age of 102 while on a journey to Old Town, while in the series, he died in Castle Black. At number 9 we have Silverwing. She was one of the oldest and the most revered dragons of House Targaryen. Hatching around the year 36 AC, she was the mount of Queen Melisandre Targaryen, the wife to King Jaehaerys I. Silverwing was known for her gentle nature and her loyalty to her rider. She was involved in many notable events, including the attempted flight beyond the wall, which she refused to cross. After Alysanne's death, Silverwing remained riderless until she was claimed by All the White during the Red Sowing in the Dance of the Dragons. Silverwing's last known appearance was at the end of the Civil War, after which she reportedly settled on an island in Red Lake, where she lived out the rest of her days. Number 8. The Old Nan. The Old Nan was the oldest living servant at Winterfell, known for her countless tales and stories of the ancient past, including the legends of the Long Night, which includes the White Walkers and the Giants. Her real name is lost to history, as she was already old when Eddard Stark was a child. Old Nan likely witnessed numerous lords of Winterfell come and go, and her age made her a living repository of Westerosi folklore. She died sometime during the early stages of the War of the Five Kings. Her exact age unknown, but estimated to be less than 110 years old. Number 7. The Blood Raven. Sir Brynden Rivers, known as the Blood Raven, was one of the great bastards of King Aegon IV. He was a sinister sorcerer and a master of spies, allegedly, eventually becoming the Hand of the King and later Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. After disappearing beyond the wall, Blood Raven was believed to be dead by many. However, he lived on, transforming into the Three-Eyed Raven, a being deeply connected to the magical weirwoods across Westeros. By the time Bran Stark met him in the Cave of the Children of the Forest, Blood Raven was an ancient withered man, his blood intertwined with the roots of the weirwood trees. He passed away shortly after training Bran in the art of Greensight and after being attacked by the White Walkers. Number 6. Vengar. So Vengar was one of the 3 original dragons used by Aegon the Conqueror to conquer and unify Westeros. She was ridden by Queen Visenya Targaryen and later by Balon the Brave, and then by Laena Valerion, and finally by Prince Aemon Targaryen. As one of the largest and most formidable dragons in Westeros, Vengar played a significant role in the entirety of Targaryen history up till the point of the dance, participating in many battles including the Dance of the Dragons. Vengar's final battle was against the dragon called Caraxes, where both dragons and their riders perished in the skies above the God's Eye just outside of Harrenhal. And yeah, she was already 181 years by that time. Number 5. Valerion the Black Dread. So he was the largest and oldest of the Targaryen dragons, born in Old Valyria before the Doom. He was ridden by Aegon the Conqueror during the War of Conquest, and his fire helped forge the Iron Throne. Valerion was unmatched in size and power. He was the biggest and the scariest, his wings casting shadows over entire towns. He outlived multiple riders including Maegor the Cruel, and eventually passed in King's Landing during the reign of King Viserys I, having grown too old and too slow to be ridden in his final years. Yeah, he was the biggest and the oldest, but there is another competitor called the Cannibal. However, we don't really know the exact age of the Cannibal, so we'll just club him and Valerion in this same spot. Number 4. Melisandre. Often referred to as the Red Woman, she was a mysterious priestess of R'hllor who served Stannis Baratheon and later Jon Snow. Despite appearing youthful, She was much older than she seemed, sustained by powerful magic. Born centuries before the events of the series, likely in the land of Ashai or somewhere in the Shadowlands, Lady Melisandre devoted her life to the Lord of Light, believing that she was destined to guide the savior of the world. Her true age is unknown, but she lived for several centuries before finally removing her magical necklace and succumbing to old age after the Battle of Winterfell. Number 3. Kinvara. The High Priestess of the Red Temple in Volantis is another enigmatic figure similar to Melisandre. She wields considerable influence and is a staunch believer in R'hllor, the Lord of Light. Kinvara's age is as mysterious as Melisandre's, suggesting that she too had lived for several centuries, through the power of the Red God. Though her role in the narrative is limited, her presence signifies a far-reaching influence of the followers of the Lord of Light and their belief in a destined savior. Her fate after the events of the War of the Five Kings is not detailed in the known lore. However, as she is the High Priestess, she is likely older than Lady Melisandre. Number 2. The Night King. So this King of the White Walkers, or King of the Others, was the ancient and enigmatic leader of the dead, created by the Children of the Forest as a weapon against the First Men. His origins are steeped in mystery. In the series, he was said to be created by the Children of the Forest. However, in the books, it's still vague. But then some accounts suggest that he was once a mortal man, possibly a Stark who was transformed through dark magic. Over the millennia, he became the embodiment of winter and death, leading the White Walkers and their army of the dead against humanity. The Night King was finally defeated in the Battle of Winterfell in the series, but he isn't dead yet in the books. And the oldest of them all is Leaf. Leaf was one of the last surviving members of the Children of the Forest, an ancient race that existed long before the arrival of the first men in Westeros. Leaf and her kind were deeply connected to the natural world and possessed powerful magic. She was instrumental in creating the Night King as a weapon against the First Men. As of the series, this was a decision that haunted her people for thousands of years and caused their demise. By the time Bran Stark and his companions encountered her in a cave beyond the wall, Leaf was already over 12,000 years old, one of the oldest beings in existence as of the series. But then again, in the books she is stated to be only 200 years old. So those are our pick of the oldest characters and beings in Westeros and Essos in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire. Now, if you like this video, then watch this other one too. And do check out our channel for other dragon and monster content. We might have things you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.